feel like is that a sign of things to come? I think I just choked on the air. But long time no foundation review. I am really excited to test this foundation out. You know, my skin is finally starting to clear up. So why not put a new foundation on it? But especially this foundation, I'm excited to do so. / I'm just not quite as worried to do so because this Jane Iredale, it's skincare makeup. This is the Beyond Matte Liquid Foundation. Here we go. It is going to be a clean, skin-loving, stay-put coverage. We're gonna go beyond beautiful with clean, vegan, multitasking liquid foundation. Primes, it conceals, and it foundations. All in one. And it's got a semi-matte finish to it. There are 18 different shades that are supposed to match all skin tones somehow magically because it's got self-adjusting stuff in it to adapt to whatever color your skin is. And in addition to all of the things that I already said, this is going to be lightweight and long wearing. It's got medium to full buildable coverage. It's just going to give us smooth, even looking skin, and it is suitable for all skin types because, as I said, it is all sorts of skincare yay in it. Here are all of the things that it is formulated without. It is cruelty-free and vegan, and to use, just again, easy peasy. You just pop the top off and then blend it onto your face. They say to use a brush or your fingers, no primer necessary. I got this from Ulta. It's $50 for only 0.9 fluid ounce of product. We're not even getting the full ounce here. It's $50. But either way, as I said, I'm excited to test this out with you guys. I got the shade M2. Apparently, it's going to adjust and be perfect no matter what. So let's see if I picked out a decent enough shade. Hard to tell in a frosted glass bottle, but I mean, it looks very nice. It's very pretty. They said to just pop off the top. There we go. Got a nice pump on here. Yes, we are getting into it. Boop. My skin has been washed and moisturized as always. This is what we are working with. I don't know, something's telling me this looks a little dark. This looks a little dark. But let's see, as you guys know, best pumps are those that work. Okay. Ooh, anyone who watches Dr. Pimple Popper looks like a steatocystoma. At least part of it, like the linguine came out. Anyways, so it looks thick. It smells like foundation, which is good. You know, they said no fragrance added. All right, let's see. Ew, it feels kind of cooling on the skin. Just gonna use a It Cosmetics Love is the Foundation brush, because they said to use a buffer brush. So I'm gonna use a buffing brush. It does feel very lightweight. It feels like I'm just rubbing skincare into my skin right now, which I don't hate. It's just a little confusing. My brain, it feels like I'm putting a serum on or something, but my eyes are telling me otherwise. I said fingers, so let's see. Let's just do it the old-fashioned way. It feels so weird. I mean, this is how I used to put foundation on, with my fingers growing up. But since, you know, going into the beauty world and everything here online, it's like, no, you caveman, you use tools. We have the technology. Fingers are obsolete. But honestly, it looks pretty good. Like, I'm really not mad at the finger side right now. I mean, I'm not mad at the brush side either, but all right. They did say that this is buildable, so let's find out. I do feel like it took an teensy bit more effort to blend on top of the first layer. I don't know why, it just felt like it didn't, or it wasn't able to sink into the skin like the first layer did. But overall, I'm really not mad at that. I do think it's a little orangey looking. I've got a feeling I'm gonna need to use a white mix-in medium on further days of testing, but as of right now, this is how I am going to test it. This is what we're going to be working with, but I do think it looks really natural on the skin overall. I agree with the semi-matte look. It is just kind of luminous looking on the skin without looking too dewy, and it looks like my pores were smoothed over. It just overall, it looks very nice and natural. I like it. So far, we shall see throughout the day if I continue to like it, and then we will see if I continue to like it throughout further days of testing. So in any case, I will see you all in just a second here on day one. In just a second here. Ready? Ding! Okay, so it really hasn't been that long. It's been a little over a few hours here, and my face is just looking hecka oily and greasy, and I'm just noticing that even if I touch my face a little bit, especially like on my nose, this is just wiping right off. I mean, that's just entirely too much oil to have been produced on my face for just a few hours of sitting around and doing some work on my computer. I mean, can you guys see? This isn't even on my nose anymore, except for in some of my nose pores. It is pretty much completely gone on my upper lip. It's mostly not on my face anymore. It's in select areas like my cheeks and stuff where I'm not oily, but otherwise there's nothing left on my face to keep testing. So you're gonna have to forgive me. I know it's only been a few hours of testing, but like I said, there's really not much left on my face to test. It has wiped right off. So I am gonna go ahead and get on with my life. I will continue testing this with primers, and hopefully that was the only problem, is that it does not work as a primer for me. I need to use an actual primer. We shall see, we shall find out, and we shall do so together. So I will see you all in just a second here on YouTube land. Ready? Ding! Hello everyone. It's so hard. Just after getting done doing like my top foundations and stuff, and before that finding like a favorite foundation of all time, it's rough to try and not completely crap on this foundation. However, I've been testing it. If you can't tell, I don't like it. Let me tell you why, and more importantly, show you why. So, on day 2, I went ahead and I used my Smashbox primer, which I wasn't sure if it was really going to help it too much, but I figured, hey, any primer would be better than no primer at all. And I also used my Too Faced concealer, as well as used a white mix-in medium to try and get this to match me better. Unfortunately, it still just has that super orangey cast to it, I feel like, no matter what I do. But either way, I thought it looked good and fine at first, a bit orange, but overall it looked good. But then as I was continuing to wear it, you know, I only had it on for about 3.5 hours, and I was just doing some editing, and I was so oily, like so insanely oily. 2 blotting sheets worth of oily. Like, just insane for not doing any kind of physical movement or anything at all, except for in my wrists. Like, really pretty atrocious for me. And the foundation, it just feels like it's sitting on top of the skin overall, and it also wiped right off of my nose onto my finger, so the transfer was really bad as well. I was definitely noticing that, even with just the lightest feather touch to your face. And at the end of the night, I was looking greasy again and super worn off looking around my nose and my mouth. Also, once again, it wiped right off my forehead onto my fingers. Like, the transfer is insanely bad on this, and it's the kind where you can tell that it just transferred. It leaves a huge mark behind. So, day 3, I thought here today, if anything, today's gonna be the day I'm gonna use my Guerlain primer. This is what's gonna seal the deal. So I went ahead and I used my Guerlain primer. I also went ahead once again and used my Too Faced concealer and the NYX White Mix-In Medium. I used a bit more than usual this time to see if I could get that oranginess to go away, and I think it did a better job of getting the orange to go bye-bye, but still not the right shade for me overall. Either way, I thought it looked alright at first. Again, I just have been getting work done around my apartment here today, and it looks awful. Like, it is so oily. It is transferring all over the place. And I know a lot of people get on me like, well, Cassie, you shouldn't be like wiping your face all day, blah, blah, blah. That's why it's coming off. No, I'm talking about like, even if you just have a little tiny scritch on your nose, guess what? Now your foundation is not on your nose anymore. Like, that's a problem for me. And that's what has happened here. You know, it hasn't even been 5 hours. I'm giving it some extra credit there, but either way, it just doesn't look good. It is completely gone around my nose, my mouth, and it's just wiped off. It is not good underneath glasses. If your glasses touch your face throughout the day, say bye-bye. And just overall, I hate the feeling of it on my skin. It's one of those foundations where you're just like, just get it off of me. I just want it off. It feels like you've got cat hair on your face, but you can't find the hair. It's that kind of a feeling, except you know it's all over you. You know, it's the foundation you put on. It's not an invisible cat hair. So either way, if that didn't say it enough, let's get into pros and cons just to spell it out for you guys a little more clearly how I felt about the foundation. For the pros, it is lightweight. I will give it that. And it does look better as the day goes on, at least what foundation remains on your face. Like on my forehead where it doesn't completely swipe right off like it does around my nose and where I'm more oily. But it does, you know, in those areas, I think with my facial oils, it starts to look better than I think it looks initially. Initially, I felt like it could look a little bit on the dry side. But unfortunately, that is where the pros end and where the cons begin. First off is just the shade. Like, I hope that the other shades don't do this, but the fact that this is a light shade, but it's got such a heavy orange undertone to it, it's just not good. Like, it's very orange looking. It also transfers insanely throughout the day, like really, really bad. I would not want to give anyone a hug with this foundation on, and I think that's partially to do with oils. So maybe if you don't have oily skin, you won't have to worry about that, but if you have oily skin, this does not play well with facial oils, like at all. Really, really bad. And it also just does not fade well throughout the day. Comes off in just patches and it just looks gross and it feels I just don't like it. I was like dreading putting this on for more days of wear, you know, and that's not how you should feel about your foundation. I was excited about it, you know. Higher price on foundation on any product, I guess, makes me think it should just be better automatically, and the fact that they like say all of the good skincare benefits and blah blah blah, like all of the marketing and stuff pleased me, but the actual performance of the foundation just didn't do it for me. So definitely let me know in the comments down below if you have tried out this foundation, what was your experience with it, what kind of skin do you have, all that good stuff, so that we can get a better consensus on how this foundation does for the collective whole casserole family here. You can also let me know if there are any other foundations that you want to see me test out here on my channel in the future, and overall you can just let me know if you enjoyed this video by giving it a thumbs up down below. I would really appreciate it. And if you are new here, hey, hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe. You can tippity tap that notification bell down below. You can become a member of my casserole family here on my channel. I'd love to have you here. And as always, I just hope you guys are all doing well. And until next time, just stay well until then. Bye!